This hearing takes place in a Texas family courtroom before Judge Vonda B. It's a final divorce trial between Dr. Bjoy Joseph, a dentist and mother, and her husband Bjoy Joseph, a former engineer who has been out of full-time work for more than a decade. The couple has 2 adult children, including a son with severe autism who depends on lifelong care. This session focuses on property division, especially their home, a small dental business, and questions of financial fairness after 25 years of marriage.
All right, counsel, will you please announce for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Brandon Burline here for Petitioner Bjoy Joseph.
Thank you. And sir, would you please announce for the record?
My name is Bjoy Joseph. I'm the respondent appearing pro se.
Okay, thank you for that. And we are here on a divorce that's mainly just the property issues. Prior to going on the record, there was some pre-admitted exhibits. They're now admitted, petitioners exhibits 1 through 19. And respondent does not have any exhibits to tender to the court. There was an objection made because respondent failed to timely respond to any discovery requests that were made. That objection was sustained. So the only exhibits we have before us are exhibits 1 through 19 by the petitioner.
I have a question on that, Your Honor. I have requested that all assets be discussed today, not just the house. I've been requesting in every session, court session. She has business interests too. That was after marriage. That should also be discussed with the real estate, the house.
Okay. So everything that we're at final trial. So everything that we will discuss will be related to any division of accounts, debts, proceeds of the sale of the residence and business.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll take care of all of that today. Would both of you please raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give will be the truth and the whole truth?
I do.
Thank you. You may lower your hands. Counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to call my client, Bjoy Joseph.
All right.
We start to see how formal and structured these hearings are. Simple questions confirm identity and facts. A reminder that every case, no matter how emotional, begins with orderly procedure.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Ms. Joseph, please state your name in full for the court.
My name is Bjoy Joseph.
Okay. And you are currently married to Bjoy Joseph, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And you're the petitioner in this divorce case, and he's the respondent, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And when were you married to Mr. Joseph?
I was married on January the 6th, 2000.
Okay. And you guys have separated since this petition was filed, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you recall what date you separated?
I think it was May 11th or 13th, 2004.
Okay.
2024.
Okay, thank you. And we've had a couple of hearings in this case already, is that correct?
Yes.
And back in July of last year, July of 2024, we had a temporary order hearing in front of Judge Lee, is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
And the court entered some temporary orders related to the parties. Okay, and we also had a hearing back in October of last year requesting additional temporary orders, and that was related to listing the marital residence for sale.
Yes.
And other things. Okay. And the court did make orders related to that as well.
That's correct.
Okay. You and Mr. Joseph have a son together, is that correct?
Yes.
And what's his name?
My son's name is Alex Joseph.
And how old is he?
He's 21.
Okay. And Alex has some disabilities, is that correct?
Yes.
What has he been diagnosed with?
My son has autism, and he has grade 3 autism, which is a severe form of autism. He has both speech as well as intellectual delay.
Okay. And does he have the ability to care for himself independently?
No.
Okay. And part of what we're asking from the court today is for future support in relation to Alex. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second, counsel. I had to stop your time. Joey, the real time isn't connected. I want to be able to follow you all as you're speaking, and the real time disconnected.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Let me see. I don't see you. It says you received this transcript page because either the court reporter has not started real time or you used the wrong session code. Me to disconnect? Okay, I did that twice. It was on and then it cut off. I can see you now. Okay, counsel, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Joseph, you were asking the court to make a ruling today related to future support for your adult disabled child. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And you're also asking for a disproportionate division of the property and debts today as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And part of the basis for that disproportionate request is what you allege to be fault in the breakup of the marriage.
Yes.
Okay. And you've alleged cruel treatment. Is that
Yes.
correct? Can you explain to the court what you mean when you put in your pleading that respondent is guilty of cruel treatment?
So I've been married to Bjoy for the last 25 years. One of the reasons why we are actually asking for a divorce is that the environment was very toxic. There was a lot of verbal and emotional abuse, which affected my mental health, and it also created a bad environment for my son, and it created emotional distress for him. I did not feel that I was in a safe, supported, respected environment, and that's one of the reasons why. And we did try to resolve some of those issues, but it was never resolved. We just continue to have the same issues, which hadn't. So I don't think that that the marriage is something that is going to be a healthy one. Is going to be healthy for my mental health as well as for my kids.
Okay. And we had a temporary order hearing, like you testified about earlier, and Judge Lee ordered Mr. Joseph to provide some support for Alex. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And he was ordered to pay $271 a month.
Yes, that is correct.
That was, I believe, that began in August of 2024, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And has Mr. Joseph paid any of those payments?
I think he's made a maximum of 4 payments. I've not got any payments after that.
Okay, so part of that hearing, at that hearing, we also discussed Mr. Joseph's employment. Is that right?
Yes, we did.
And when's the last time, during your marriage, when was the last time Mr. Joseph was employed? Do you remember?
It's about 12 years back. I think he stopped working in 2012.
Okay, and he worked for BlackBerry. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
What's his profession?
He's an engineer.
Okay, and he has a college degree in engineering.
Yes, he has an engineering degree.
Okay, and during the marriage, was he fired or was how did he leave BlackBerry?
So BlackBerry was actually a company that it was actually a layoff. He wasn't fired. So the company was ceasing all operations in America. So they were moving to Canada.
Okay.
So they had closed down the American division of the company.
Since his layoff, have you asked him to help support the community estate, to support the
Yes.
bills, help pay some of the bills, help support your
Yes.
child and those things?
Yes.
Has he ever done that?
So he wrote a book sometime but every time I asked him to get a job, he would say that he's trying to improve his application. He's doing some courses. So he's not really got a job since then.
Okay, and you said he wrote a book, but did he really make any income from that?
He didn't make nothing, not to sustain the family, no.
Here, Minnie explains years of carrying the household alone. Her calm tone contrasts with the magnitude of her responsibility. This section illustrates how financial imbalance can quietly build over years.
Okay, and so sustaining the entire community estate and your family has been on your shoulders since about
Right.
2012.
Yes, for the past 12 years, yes.
And at the temporary order hearing, do you recall Judge Lee telling Mr. Joseph that he needed to find a job?
Yes.
Okay, and since that hearing, he hasn't found a job, correct?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. All right. I want to show you, I'm going to share my screen and show you what I have marked as W1.
I can't see it, I see.
Hang on one second, just bear with me. Okay, can you see that now, Ms. Joseph?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and this is your proposed property division in this case, is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and the balances that are on this spreadsheet are accurate through October 17th. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and you're asking the court to make a 70-30 split of the property and debts? Sorry.
Yes, that's
Go back
correct.
down. We have that listed right here on the yellow box. And part of the reason why you're asking for this much of the estate, because that's a large split in
Right.
your favor, correct?
Right.
is because you're afraid that Mr. Joseph will not be able to continue to provide any support for Alex,
Yes.
and you're having to cover all of the expenses of Alex.
Right.
And that's not cheap, right?
No.
What are the expenses that you pay for Alex on a monthly basis?
So currently, Alex goes to a program which is it's a school program that he goes from 8 to 5, and that program is about $1,200 a month. He also goes for like some other classes, which is about $120 a month. Then the living expenses as well, and I also pay for medical things for him.
Okay. And then, so the 271, even if Mr. Joseph had been paying that to you per month, is that really
No,
providing you much help with Alex?
no.
Okay. And so you're asking the court because are you afraid that Mr. Joseph just is going to remain unemployed like he has for the last 13 years?
Yes, that is a concern.
Okay. And so you're asking the court to award you more of the estate to help cover some of that support for Alex as
Right.
well, in
Because-
addition to the fault that you've alleged. in your
Yes, that is
petition.
correct.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I want to walk through this really quick with you. You have your accounts, you have 3 accounts, bank accounts listed here,
Right.
A
That's
through
correct.
C,
Yes.
and to the right, those are your current balances.
Yes.
Asking the court to, I'm sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, now we don't know, we know that Bjoy has some accounts, but we don't know what's in his accounts. Is that correct?
Yes, I don't
And the
know.
reason why is because he didn't respond to the discovery that we sent him.
Yes, I guess. Yes, I don't know his accounts at all.
Okay. So are you asking the court to award all of the accounts in your name to you?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to award all the accounts in Bjoy's name to him?
Yes.
Okay. And because we don't know what is in his accounts, are we asking the court to consider that as part of the disproportionate division we've asked for?
Yes.
Okay. Now you guys own a property together, is that right?
Yes.
And it's your marital residence?
Yes.
And who's living there?
Bjoy is living there.
Okay. And at the temporary order hearing, the court ordered Bjoy to pay for all of the expenses at the marital residence while he's living there. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And the court also ordered him to pay for the mortgage payments while he was living there. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Has Bjoy paid for those expenses?
He hasn't paid the mortgage expenses. I've paid all the expenses since no, he hasn't paid those expenses.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down and show you page 2 of our W1. I want you to look at number 14 here. Are we asking the court to award Bjoy the expenses that he was supposed to pay under the temporary orders? Award them to Bjoy as assets.
Yes.
Okay. Now he was supposed to pay child support.
Yes.
And you said that he maybe made 4 payments?
Yes, about 3 to
Okay.
yeah, 3 to 4.
And so maybe he owes a little bit less than what we have listed here, because I think this was from August 1st. The 4,070 was from August 1st to the present.
Right.
So 4 payments at 271.
Actually, yeah.
So it's about 1,084 that we would need to give him credit for.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I casually wanted that's fine. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you paid $25,000 in mortgage payments that he was supposed to pay. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Now he was ordered to pay expenses at the marital residence, and you've covered those in the amount of $24,000.
That's correct.
Okay. And this is all dating back to August of 2024. So this case has been pending for a little bit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now he was also ordered to pay for repairs at the marital residence while the house was listed for sale.
That's correct.
And has he paid for any repairs at the marital
No.
residence? Okay. And so you're asking the court to award his half of the repairs that you've paid to
Right.
him as an asset.
Right.
Okay. Now, have you also had to pay his living expenses to some degree?
Yeah, I had to pay the utilities for some of the utilities and for the
Okay,
house.
and the court ordered him at temporary orders to pay his own living expenses. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. And so you've paid about $4,000, $4,100 in living expenses for Mr. Joseph?
That sounds about right. Yes.
And you're asking the court to reimburse you for that as well.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. And we had a motion to compel hearing because Mr. Joseph didn't respond to discovery. Remember that?
Yes.
And Judge Lee ordered him to pay attorney's fees to you.
Yes.
Okay. And she ordered $1,752 in attorney's fees. Is that right?
That is correct.
And he never paid any portion of that, correct?
No.
Okay. All right. I want to walk you through the rest of our exhibits really quick. I want to show you what I have marked as W-19. This is the appraisal that you just were able to obtain recently back in
Yes.
August related to the marital residence. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And the house, I'm going to scroll down. The house was appraised at right here where I have it highlighted. It was appraised for how much?
640,000.
Okay. And we have that amount. I'm going to switch back to W1. We have that amount reflected in our spreadsheet, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. At the top there.
Yes.
All right. Now,
The spreadsheet discussion might seem tedious, but it reveals how courts transform daily life into numbers. Behind each figure is a decade of budgeting, sacrifice, and trust, or loss of it.
now you were able to do some research and in relation to the care that's needed for Alex.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to tell the court a little bit about what you found in your research in relation to what you expect to have to pay for Alex in the future.
So my son has grade 3 autism, which is a severe form of autism. He's going to need a lifelong care, which means that not just my lifetime, but I have to prepare for how to provide for him throughout his lifetime. The estimated lifetime cost of taking care of a child with autism is more than $2.4 million, and this is based off of the PubMed article and research done on that. The life expectancy of an autistic male with intellectual disability is 71.7 years, and this is based off of a UK matched cohort study. The total annual estimated cost is approximately 40,000 to 89,000 per year, and this is based off of what is required in terms of respite care, residential care, therapies, medical costs, and other costs associated with taking care of a child with special needs.
Okay, what are respite programs?
So respite care things are like day programs. So my son right now goes for a day program, which is sometimes a few hours a day. It's like if it is right now he goes for a day program, so it is like a few hours a day where he goes to a program where they keep him engaged, have him do some activity. So he's not doing nothing. He's doing something. They're keeping him busy. So the program that he goes to right now, they offer both a day program as well as a program that teaches him things as well. So it's a good program that he's in right now. So respite is also in cases where if you have like a weekend or something like that, they provide services to take care of the kids.
Okay, and Alex goes to other therapies, is that correct?
Alex is now qualified for speech as well as occupational therapy. He's going to be starting that soon, but he does go for dance class. Yes.
Okay. And so as of right now, and because Mr. Joseph isn't providing you any support, are you covering all those expenses?
Yes.
Okay, and those expenses are expected to continue indefinitely, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and at least for the rest of Alex's life.
Yes.
All right, and you were able to provide me with a copy of Alex's, he had a neuropsychological evaluation back in 2023.
That is correct.
And that was in connection with his high school.
Yes, so we had him do a neuropsych evaluation. That's when he was diagnosed with the severity of autism that he has, which is he has grade 3, which is the severest form of autism.
Okay, and this is the most recent evaluation that
Yes.
Alex had. Okay, and on page 7 of this evaluation, that's where you understanding that's where the autism spectrum disorder diagnosis is concluded there.
Yes. So the different types of autism, with my son, he has both intellectual impairment as well as language impairment. And because of him being a level 3, he requires very substantial support for the rest of his life.
Okay, and like we talked about earlier, you testified earlier, and according to this report, he's not ever expected to be able to live independently in the
No,
future.
he's not expected to live independently, ever have a job, or even drive.
So he'll either need to continue to live with you or in a group home or something like
Yes, a residential program long term. Yes.
that. Okay. All right.
When she describes the cost and care of her adult son, the law meets humanity. Support orders aren't abstract. They represent real futures that depend on long-term stability.
You just heard based on her testimony, and you have to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, or if you ask a question that is not appropriate, essentially, you will hear her attorney object. Okay?
Yes,
All
Your Honor.
right.
Am I allowed to provide my own testimony first, Your Honor?
Well, and let me tell you this, if you choose not to ask her any questions, you can do that. You can just wait until it's your turn to provide testimony.
Okay, so I would like to ask a question, sir. This is my turn to ask questions, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Minnie, can you tell me during the time in the last 10 years when we were in the house together, who was taking care of Alex during the day?
So Alex was going to school. He was in middle school and high school at the time. So he was attending school when so Alex graduated from high school in 2022, and he started the transitional program in Coppell. So he was going to school from 8 to 4. After 4, you were at the house with Alex, and you would take him for therapies. Not therapies, you'll take him for programs.
Right. So was this period from in primary school, middle school,
Yes,
and in all three, you're saying it was after 4, or was it an earlier time in previous schools?
So with his middle school program, his program I think got over it was from 8 to 3. So he was in school for the majority of the day.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, when I instruct you all to stop speaking, you'll have to do that so we have a clean record. We didn't hear any question, Mr. Joseph, that you asked. You may have to slow down in speaking because my court reporter is trying to write down everything that you're saying.
Okay. Yes, sir. Right. So when he had these behavioral issues and he had to be picked up from school, who was doing that mostly?
Well, when he had to be picked up from school, you were doing that because I was at work.
So these issues were there during when he was 10 years old, as well as when he was older, like an adult age, 18 years. Was that right?
So for about during middle school, he had no behavioral issues. That was about 4 years. When he was in high school, the first 2 years, he didn't have behavioral issues. It started after the COVID, after the COVID time. That's when he had behavioral issues.
And how many children do we have?
We have two kids. We have Diana and Alex.
So one is a daughter and one is a son, correct?
Yes.
And you said that I stopped working for the last 12 years, but who was paying the bills for the first 10 years of our marriage, from 2000 to 2010?
So the first 10 years of the marriage, you were paying the bills because I was on a H4 visa. I couldn't work, and that was also the time that I had the kids, and I was at home taking care of them. They were very young. That was the time that they were born, and so the first few years you were taking care of them. And I went to school when my son was around 3 years old and my daughter was around 5 years old.
So what is the cost of a dental education?
I attended an advanced standing program, which was a 2-year program, and the total cost of that program was about 150,000.
Would you say it's more closer to between 150 to 180,000?
Probably. I'm not 100% on the exact numbers.
So you said you're not sure of how much was paid, but who was making the payments on that education for you?
You did make the payments on my dental education.
And when was this period when you had this education, when I was paying for this? Can you give me an approximate year?
I went to school between 2000. I graduated in 2009. So it was a 2-year program. So 2007 to 2009.
Okay. Are you aware that, I'm not sure if I just want to check. Are you aware that I made payments on the house from my bank accounts and from my retirement accounts till I could?
So the entire down payment on the house was what I made. I don't think you contributed at all to the down payment. So the entire 75,000, which was the down payment on the house, was something that I paid for when we bought the house up front. And most of the mortgage payments, I think about more than 95% of it was I've paid those amounts, as well as the taxes and I paid the taxes for all the years of the house.
So this
You may
question,
have contributed initially, but sorry?
yes. So this question is not on the down payment. It was on the first 3 years who was paying for the house, first 3 to 4 years.
So the first year, the year that we bought the house, the year immediately after that was when you stopped working. That was the time that so we bought the house in 2000. We moved in 2013. You stopped working in 2013. So most of the payments of the house, which for the last 12 years, I think when you look at the actual number of payments that are done, most of it have done most of the payments.
This cross-examination shows how memory and credit for past effort become battlegrounds. In family court, both truth and perspective are filtered through deep personal hurt.
Have you allowed me any time with our son?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained. Sir, let me help you a little bit. You may want to ask questions related to why we're here today. We're here today based on the division of property, the assets between you and your wife. So any other questions that you're asking outside of that, although you're asking them, that two things. Number one, you're wasting time. And then two, the questions that you're asking are not helping me make a decision that you would want me to do today. So if you would ask questions related to why you're here, that would be great.
Your Honor, there's a reason for asking those questions because there's a reason why I was not working full time for the last 10 years. There was a reason, and that is for my son.
Okay, so you can let me know that when it's your turn to speak, but if you spend all your time asking her questions that aren't related to her testimony, you're going to end up running out of time and I won't get an opportunity to hear what you have to say.
Judge Vonda B's intervention is textbook moderation, guiding a self-represented party back on track while preserving fairness. Even compassion needs authority to keep justice moving.
Can I say something? I did try and get a pre-approval for a loan, and I think that I may qualify for that. So I did get a letter from the bank saying that that they are going to pre-approve me for the loan. They were still looking at all the nuances of that, so that's kind of where we're at.
Okay.
I think Your Honor, if they
You
reduce
provide a summary of requested relief.
I did not, Your Honor. I used the spreadsheet as the proposed property division, but I can submit one if the court needs me to.
No, it's fine.
But I have a pre-approval if you want to look at that. But like I told you again, we're not sure. Oh,
It's
sorry.
fine. It's fine. I appreciate that though.
Yeah.
So the court is going to order that the house be sold.
Yeah, it's on the market.
First, let me say, we're going to grant the divorce. The divorce is granted on grounds of insupportability. The court is going to order that since the date of separation, each party is responsible for their own debts. Ma'am, you're responsible for your own attorney's fees. I'm going to award the house to wife, but you all have to, I'm ordering the home to be sold. I'm not doing any language for refinancing. It's just too risky. So the house needs to be sold, and I am going to grant the disproportionate division of 65.12% to wife and 34.88% to husband.
Your Honor, can I ask you something?
No, sir.
Those numbers?
No, sir. No. Wife gets to keep her business. Wife is responsible for the loan that is on her business. So essentially, counsel, the spreadsheet here with the award of the motor vehicles to each party, that's granted.
Okay.
The award of the retirement benefits to wife, that's also granted. Husband, you get to keep any retirement accounts, anything like that you have that the court is unaware of, you get to keep that as well.
Your Honor, do I have to pay the entire mortgage amount remaining on the house?
Right now, Counsel, isn't your client paying the mortgage right now?
She is, Your Honor. Judge Lee did order Mr. Joseph to pay it, and obviously he hasn't been able to, and so she's been paying it just to make sure that it's not foreclosed on.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to allow her to keep paying the mortgage because I awarded the property to her. And I just, if I'm being really honest with you, Mr. Joseph, I do not believe you were being honest and transparent with the court. So I do not believe that the court is in a position right now to award a home to you in hopes that you would pay the mortgage because you weren't very forthcoming about your income. And I don't need a response. I'm just telling you, the court does not believe that at this point, you would be the person who can effectuate the sale of this home. I'm going to leave that in the hands of Ms. Joseph.
Your Honor, just wanted to ask you a question, that's all. That wasn't what I asked. Just what I asked was the remainder of the mortgage, which is $52,000, has been put against my name. So currently in the W1, that is taken from my money. So it is not 65-35. If you look at the numbers, W1B, it's been under my name. The 52,000 is completely taken out of my account. And then the 65-35 is based on that. So that's not correct. That entire mortgage remaining on the house in 52,000 has 52,000. I'm not talking about every month 2,000. I'm talking about the 52,000 remaining on the bank, payable to the bank. That has been put under my name.
Your Honor,
Shouldn't that be taken from the sale of the house first?
the debt's factored into the amount of the equity on that spreadsheet.
Correct.
So the 65-35 is not correct because the 52 in column 1B is on my name, not divided between the both of us.
Mr. Joseph, it's a marital debt. It's a community debt. It doesn't matter whose name's on it.
No, I'm talking about the 52,000 bank balance. That's clearly under my column. Only under that 52,000 is under my column. And then what should be done is,
No, that's not correct, Mr. Joseph.
I did the
subtracted
calculation.
from the value
I
of
have a
the
calculator.
home.
I used it.
So we're not going to go back and forth with you. I gave my ruling. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, just how will we split the proceeds when the house sells? Is it? Oh, you said the percentage. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
It'll be if you want to do it cleaner, we'll just say 65% to wife, 35% to husband.
Okay.
And of course, the debts will come out of that. Well, what's owed will come out of that.
Yes.
The additional debts for the not debts, if there are any expenses related to the upkeep or whatnot of the home, Ms. Joseph, I'm going to make you responsible for those just to get the home sold.
So I'm just for clarification, I can't do a buyout, is what you're saying. I have to sell?
Yeah, the only way you would be able to do a buyout is if you had the money right now to pay him his portion. And from what I'm seeing on your spreadsheet, you don't have that. So a buyout wasn't even an option. So selling the house is the only thing.
So when I spoke to my lender, and I got a pre-approval, they were saying that they would pre-approve me for the amount that I have to do a buyout for him. So
Okay.
I could at the closing, I could give him that money once the house is closed. Is that something that I could do, or you wouldn't really recommend that? Because that way there is an end in sight. There is a timeline in terms of getting the house refinanced and the house bought and sold. If I would qualify for the refinancing on the house, then I would take the loan just to buy him out. Does that make sense? Because I wouldn't, because I'm not looking for liquid money right now. I'm just looking to keep just so that the whole process is cleaner and both of us don't lose. Because otherwise, I don't know how long this whole process is going to take. And this way, we know for sure that, if I qualify, then I can do the buyout and then I can pay him off. So all I'm doing with trying to get the loan is not so much for the house, is just to buy him out.
Right. I understand. However, at this point, the court is not inclined to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything further, counsel?
Just to clarify, Judge, the accounts are awarded. You said the accounts and each party's name is awarded to that party.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
And I do not see a dismissal date on here. How long do you think it'll take you to prepare the order?
Not long, Your Honor. I could probably get it drafted in 14 days.
Okay, so November the 7th for an entry date, would that be great?
I believe so, Your Honor. I think that will work.
All right. I'm going to add you on the dismissal docket. It's dismissal slash
Entry.
Mm-hmm. And that way, if the order is, everything is done by the time, before that date, you don't have to worry about appearing on that date. But if not, you all will have to appear on that date.
Understood.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.
Your Honor,
Are
can
you
I ask a
excused?
question?
You all are excused. The hearing is concluded.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you learned something from how this court balanced compassion and accountability, remember to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts about fairness in long marriages below.